He got it! The semis and the finals on Sunday will move to ESPN. Kyra Lewis, nice little game, was 33 at LSU back on January 30. Here's Petty. Kicks it out to Lewis. That's a good catch and shoot. There you go. There's Kyra Lewis. Gets a nice screen from Smith. Lewis. Reese guarded by Kobe Brown. Lewis with a float on Petty. No good. No whistle. And Petty back to Lewis.
There you go. Building here. We don't care if they get into the tournament or not. We're trying to build a program.
Reese wide open for three. Horn sounds, rebound to Herbert Jones. Here's Kyra Lewis back the other way. Boy, he just put into another gear. That is just side the three-point line. Both those by Kyra Lewis. But Kyra will try for the three here.
Bruises this year, but next year they have quality career experience in SEC play that I think is going to help both Vanderbilt and Coach Jerry Stackhouse be successful.
Floater from Lewis. That's some high-quality stuff right there with those guys. Kyra Lewis.
Oh, that's so good. And the scheme by Coach Jerry Stackhouse has stunned this offense a little bit.
Saban Lee with those 20 points. Had his career high 34 10 days ago against Georgia. And Ryder Lee, that's his second three of the game. 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Shackelford answers right back. Opening minutes of the second half. Here's another takeaway. Kyra Lewis. Kyra Lewis.
Always enables your offense to be more effective and efficient.
Davis base.
A little bit more pressure on yourself because you hadn't seen the basketball go through the net as often.
Here's Bolden wide open.
Shooter you got to worry about. Steal by Lewis. Lewis all the way. Got it. And Javian Davis did a good job of reading Kotsar's left hand coming to the center. What a nice nifty. That's not an easy one if you're a right-handed shooter to go inside out to the right side.
Lewis on another blow by.
Right here you see Levesque understanding Davis isn't a three-point shooter. Essentially, he should be playing with 1 foot in the paint. Lewis to get himself a bucket. Moving without the ball.
Step back three. Lewis, another blow by. Scoop shot. Oh, man. Whip pass down low. Jones bobbled it. Lewis fires it and hits.
What we're talking about, knowing the scouting report, John Petty has been shooting the cover off of the basketball this year.
Petty crosses up. Adu kicks it to the corner. Lewis.
Mississippi State last year reminds me of Skylar Mays as well. Guys that just can't be sped up. How you can affect the game of basketball without scoring. Watch number 1 for the Crimson Tide.
Lewis, catch, fire, perfect. Lewis off the assist from a little bit more severe of a brace.
Well, you don't want to ever assume what happened, Kyra Lewis. Mississippi State all year long. This is what they can do when they play at the level that they're capable of. Without John Petty in that basketball game, I'm anxious to see if that changes for Alabama. Huge piece. Let's see who else steps up for the Crimson Tide. I'll look for this man right here to do it. Woo! Big back.
Lost the handle, and Herbert Jones comes away with a steal. Kyra Lewis flying down the lane.
Improving your conditioning. If you're a fan base, you need to be turning out and being better fan base for your team.
The end of the big dance, and they certainly got a chance if they win tonight. Lewis cocks and fires a three. Kick pass out of the corner. Wheeling, dealing. Jones has to let it go. Back out, sets up Lewis on a tray, and that much different team takes pressure off of Brian Tyree. Lewis on a leaner. He was the youngest player in Division I college basketball last year. He's still younger than some of the freshmen for Alabama. Lewis again. Lewis on Kyra Lewis, so that's his third. Something to keep an eye out here early in the second half. Lewis around the screen, throws up a leaner ball.
Accustomed to how to play defense, energy and effort you need on a play-by-play basis.
You get the feeling that something could improve.
Wide open. He brings it up with one hand. Remember, he broke the wrist January 29th against LSU. There's a little 51%. Essentially a must-win for the Tide. Lewis, efficient scores in the league. And we'll see him in maybe a half hour. Corner three, Kyra Lewis. Lewis all the way.
You can be and take a play off or take time off, and you really don't. Just be the best that you can be. Right, the women here, he was unbelievable helping me, trying to recruit players here. They would probably think that was true, but really, everybody has a role on the team, and I think that's a part of
Alabama. So it starts with just staying with them. Mays on Lewis. Two best players on each roster.
Every feet, it changes the run out of the defensive player from where you were.
All right, so one stop, they can't.
The three-point numbers in just a moment. Kamara running the floor, and that ball deflected away. Alabama's turned it over 3 times. Lewis at the other end.
He's going to be most successful.
Boy, back and forth we go. Look at Lewis. 10 points and 3rd best in terms of assists. Look at that. That is way too...
Got a good look at it, though.
He sure did. Lewis. Oh, if Alabama, with the perimeter talent that they have, can get some post presence, they're a dangerous team. Step making early after he got off to such a good start.
Well, I love him when he's around the rim. He is so athletic. You don't have to call a play for him. They can make a difference in the game, Mr. Kamara.
All the pressure on Alabama. 12 and 10 overall, 4 and 5. NCAA tournament talent, if you have.
Their heels running back and attacking Anthony Edwards is a good thing.
Lewis. Evans now with 11. Coming on once again, Donnell Gresham Jr., number 0. Count the basket.
Half they're dedicated to trying to attack Bama's defense before they set.
Reese. And finally, 76-75.
Bama goes straight back to that action with Reese and Kyra. On the screen and roll, there was a switch that time. And recruits.
In 1 year, Tom Crean got 5 top 100 recruits to come to Athens.
Kamara and Kyra Lewis now. That length.
Well, the floor is completely spread.
It's Reese with his first 3. He's the marksman from beyond the arc. Smith, 15 of the 21 opponents this year that Alabama has faced, ranked inside the top 100 in the net. There's another. Advised Rick Barnes to have a seat. Lewis, another block by Fulkerson. Forbes saved it. Lewis fires. It's good.
Leading Alabama in boards. You could see the ability on that last one.
Lewis window. And it's Alabama by 1. Lewis again.
Get this back to a 1-possession game. Great defense right there by Kyra Lewis. Going to get him a layup.
Or a dunk from Shackelford. Petty gets cut off, swings to Lewis. And somehow he snuck through a
lead pass, good court vision by Xavier Sneed.
Kyra Lewis pull up.
K-State a little matchup zone. First time we have seen that.
Kyra Lewis.
Great hands right there by Alex Reese. They were trying to get to a little dribble handoff. It leads to
the stemless glass. May look different, but it's still effective. Here's Reese now with the dribble handoff.
Tough spin.
Finish. Offensively over after all the talent that they lost last year. Stolen away. Here's Kyra Lewis. 3rd dunk of the game for Bama.
To improve, as does this Alabama team. And Alabama.
Bolden, the West Virginia transfer, better known as Beetle.
Late in the clock here.
This doesn't happen very often. Less than 13 turnovers a night.
There he goes again.
The reverse slim as say off the window. Here's Dowdy. Top 3 scores for Auburn combined for 2. And Auburn picks up where they left off. They turn it over. Kyra Lewis.
Year used to be at the old BJCC prior to the building of Bartow Arena. Then it started going home and home. You've got to say, hey, who's guarding whom? Right there, no one had Beetle Bolden. Easy entry, lost opportunity.
Kyra Lewis again. That's the story of the game. Too strong.
Kyra Lewis Jr. launching a 3 for Florida. Still down 6, 8:40 to go. Inside drive, no good. Offensive rebound. Here's your 3. Lewis. Money.
That's just not going to work at this level.
Easy left. Lewis to speed again. That one short, gets his own rebound. And Lewis. Oh, tough.
You're going to play streaky. Lewis. Showtime. Has offensive freedom as long as you do these things on the defensive end. Lewis, the block. Penetrating and finishing with a bounce. Lead is 5 for the tie. Reese spots Kyra Lewis Jr. Swayed move and a name by Lewis. Off the bounce, there's the speed and the finish. Preseason second team, All-Atlantic 10. Lewis, top of the kid. Don't mean a whole lot. But the assist to turnover ratio, I believe, yes, a very useful stat. Petty making it rain. A little shake and bake for Francis. Good defense by Bolden. Here comes Lewis. Strong finish. Here's this great matchup again. Lewis and Gilliard. Lewis probing. Left side of the paint and a finish.
Floor dives. Deflections. Late in the shot clock. Lewis got it. Back. Of course, this is the second game of the doubleheader. Our friend Zach, who is standing right behind us, he was wearing the University of Alabama Huntsville jersey. Oh, look at this.
Dives on the floor, then Alex Reese gets on the floor.
3-on-2. Petty to Lewis. The layup. Just look back at what he did at Buffalo the last 2 years. 59 wins. 2 victories in the NCAA tournament. That last year, probably. Yeah. Now you got to find a new blanket Christmas present. The shot glass is just overdone, right? You got to move on. You got to find something else.
And so, Herb Jones such a key for this team. Not only defensively, they can post him up some. A good cutter, takes charges, also run that point forward.
Nice cut to the bounces around, kept alive by Listow, but now Alabama pushing. This could be a big one. Shackelford.
A little too hard. Rebound by the Crimson Tide. Look at the speed by Lewis. We talked about it. Covered a lot of ground in a hurry. It leads to what you like, Murray. In
long to get it off.
Steal by Bama. The lob. The dunk!
Wow. It's in there around the rim, even though he's only about 5'10".
I had a chance to look at Nate Oates after that. He's able to crack us
to score the ball, but when you travel back from Hawaii, that next game, 2 or 3 days later, is really tough.
Wide open for 3. Good look for Samford. Lewis trying to run. Finishes.
Fantastic. Damari Wheeler fought for the rebound, and Alex Reese grabs it instead for Bama. Lewis with the drive, the kick out from Lewis. The 3 goes down for Jaden. Penn State's back on top. Lewis with the drive, the kick out. 3 from the corner, and it's good. Court where it's grabbed by Kyra Lewis.
Now, because that rebound went into the backcourt, the shot clock is going to reset to 30, not 20.
Lewis off the screen. That's good for 3. To the shot clock and the game clock. About 5 seconds came off as Alabama has the ball. Lewis strikes to the basket.
15 of those in the game, the second chance points, that is.
Now
A turnover. Jones gets the steal. Kyra Lewis on the breakaway to the basket. 18 for Curtis Jones. Reese for three.
He ended up with a blocking foul. He just got there late.
Baseline move.
There, they just got the basketball back then, but they've got to score on these possessions.
Petty. Lewis alone inside the final minute of the half. And coming up at halftime. We've got all sorts of special things going on from the SEC network. Rawty.
9.
Kyra Lewis on a nice.
Very good offensively. Got the guys in the corner with a high post screen. Here comes the high post screen.
Shot clock at 5. Petty saves it. Great ball movement. Turnover, no.
Harper Baker bails him out and hits a tough shot.
Junior college transfer, undersized for Harper Baker. Here's Lewis Jr. Gets it up to a lucrative payday in the SEC. Lewis off the offensive rebound from Bolden. Kyra and the enthusiasm. That's been the LSU way this year. They're ranked behind Ohio State. Watson, very tough shot. And here's Petty. Here's Lewis. Games in this tournament, sometimes you just got to hold it. Kyra Lewis from deep have been incredibly gracious hosts. This would be fun either way as Lewis goes in tournaments. This is maybe a semifinal.
Well, what you have is two teams that could very well be right there on the edge on selection. If you're Iowa State, the only way you lose this game is you allow John Petty to continue to make spotted up shot games being played. Alabama has a ton of time to get back in this game because Iowa State's going to officiate from the defense to the offense. Lewis inside off the. This is the easy step to the side shot by Petty. A good start. Lewis steps in. Kyra Lewis and the jumper. And North Carolina back up to a 4-point advantage. That's beautiful. That is outstanding. Quickly puts basketball in its proper perspective when you see those pictures and hear the stories and kids being relocated without their parents. Just trap to him because Alabama has made him work. But he always has the ability at any point in time to jump up and stick one. Lewis flips that one off. Recruited off those mid-major campuses at all times. One of the most frustrating things right now in college ball for those mid-major coaches. Good cut, huh? Lewis. Like, I've seen very few plays if I'm his coach that I would stop and say, go get the ball. He's got that wired in about him. Very aggressive.